What is up, boys, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to make a quick video breaking down SERV Robotics, ticker symbol SERV. Now, if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you guys would know that I have posted a video on SERV and Rich Tech Robotics just a few weeks ago. And now, since that post, both of these stocks are up over 40%, seeing RR actually outperform SERV right here, being up around 68% since my last video posted. Now, I do want to break down SERV today in specific because the stock is up 23% following a deal that they had with DoorDash. So, I don't want to waste any more time. Make sure you guys do drop a like, subscribe, check out the link in bio for our Discord, and let's go ahead and jump right into this. So taking a look at the chart here, I do first want to go to the 15-minute time frame here because you guys can see that the stock is absolutely killing it right now. We opened the day at around $13.78, and since then we've actually gapped up and we saw a high of around $17.67. And at the peak, I believe we were up around 28.5%, a really crazy day so far, and we are currently up around 23.10% as we speak. But let's quickly go over what this deal was before we really dive into this chart, because they did sign a deal with DoorDash to expand their reach. This is obviously going to be really, really good for them to expand their robots and actually get these deliveries out. They actually just hit a milestone of 1,000 robots in service last week, so another great milestone to keep adding on to what they already currently have. I also do believe that they have a deal with Uber, which could be very, very interesting. Now, that is not new by any means, but that could also be added on with the DoorDash and with the Uber Eats. So I'd be very interested to see how that actually translates through. But taking a look at the chart here, you guys can see it actually looks like we're kind of flagging on this 15-minute time frame, something really rough like this. So we could see another move higher. I do think that we could see a nice little pullback, especially after being up, close to 25%. But I do want to highlight this big point right here. Now, as I go over to the weekly time frame, guys, we are looking amazing. Everything looks so great on this stock. But right here, this yellow box right here is a gap. We have this gap on the daily time frame, I believe. Yes, we have this gap down on the daily time frame. So that means that we are going to have very, very minimal resistance all the way up to that gap fill at $19.69. And from today's prices, that is another increase of around 17%. So possibly from today's entry, there could be another 17% that could happen very, very quickly. Now, if that does happen quickly, we are going to need a good sized pullback, but I still think that is very possible because, like I said, there is very minimal resistance. Now, once we do break that $19.69 range, I do expect to see a pullback, honestly, to the bottom of this gap. So I would like to see a move that takes us like this, where we go ahead and fill this gap, then we come back down, retest the gap, and from there we move up to our top target at $24.35. And guys, that is my target for the end of this year. If small caps are to rally, I seriously think that SERV is going to be a top player, and I think that they can definitely see all-time highs, which would be above $24.35. Now, we do have an entry on this stock, guys. I will show you guys my position right here, where we are up around 42% for about $1,400. 852 of those dollars coming today, as we did get that 22.5% increase. Now, you guys can see my average cost is $11.82, which, funny enough, we actually brought up from our original entry. But you guys can see that that entry would put us right around here. Right around there for our entry. That's even a little bit higher than our entry. So looking at the profit that we will be up once we do fill this gap, that would be about a 73% gain all the way up here. And by the way, we did take this entry off of this wedging cup and handle formation right here once we did dip down into the golden zone. That is my confluence and confirmation for this trade. So what that looked like was we did get our first entry down there, and since then we have continued to add. Now, bringing our average to around $11.50 where we do currently sit. That means that we are going to be up 73% for our first target and 108% for our second target, which I'm expecting by the end of the year. Now, as this company is continuing to sign these nice deals with these big companies being Uber, DoorDash, etc., this does lead to the possibility of, upgrades with financials within this business. Now, with my top target for this move, I think that we can honestly make a run all the way up to around $34.49. And that'd be about 193% from our original entry. And it would be about 104% from prices today. So there is a lot of room on the table for this stock to get running. And it has done so in the past, and it does so very, very quickly. As you guys can see back here, really, really large impulse, really, really large impulse. And inversely, it also is very volatile in the way that it can come down the same way. I want to make sure that you guys understand that risk. But overall, I think that this company is starting to kind of find its way, and I believe that they are working their way higher in the future. And I think with the first step being to fill that gap at $19.69, which is most important to me personally. I will most likely be taking some trims at that point. The company's financials by no means are killer yet, but with some work and with some time, I do believe that they can, begin to operate a little bit better on hand. Now, you guys can see that they still have a price target up to around $23 on the high end, so we could see all-time highs coming soon, much like I said. Also seeing that we do have a strong buy rating, but here is the only issue. While revenue is increasing, we do not see a good increase in income yet, or EPS. But even though we can't see, when we are going to turn profitable, I still think that a company sitting at $1 billion in market cap, seeing some growth like this, especially in the robotics sector, is still going to have some good movement behind the name at the bare minimum. Now, by no means is this going to be, a buy and hold forever stock. I think this is more of a swing trade that can turn into a long term if their financials continue higher. But for now, I'm just treating this as a swing trade, and we are already up around 42%, so it has been great so far. I really want to see what happens and what the reaction is to that gap fill, and then we will go ahead and make a further decision from there. Now, that was really all I had, guys. It's a very simple chart to break down. It does run much like RR, and I do want to make a video about RR coming up soon because it is currently on a nice little dip. But I do want to let you guys know that we are going to be starting to respond to some of these comments with tickers. Now, if you guys are going to be dropping tickers in the comments down below, please do so. It really does help out the channel. It also lets me engage with you guys a little bit more, so it would be really nice if you drop a ticker down below. Maybe I'll go ahead and respond with a video next time. Now, that is going to be all from me. Make sure you guys do like and subscribe as always. And also on each side of me right here, you guys can see that there is going to be a video. Make sure you guys click on the video that pertains the best to you. And I will see you guys in the next video.